Hey everyone, welcome to Strange Stories, where we explore near-death experiences and supernatural stories from people who've had a glimpse of the other side. If you enjoy our content, please consider liking the video and subscribing to our channel. Without further ado, let's get to the story of the day. On June 26, 2012, I had an experience that I'd like to relate. I was standing in front of 15 to 20 people on a white marble path. I assumed the substance was marble, but it wasn't. It was a pristine purity, shining white like snow. There were low, straight walls built of the same material at the roadside. Angels were exceptionally straight between the very straight road and the little walls. I knew this path was part of a vast garden that I couldn't see anymore. This dream image represented the last moment in which an unlimited number of things had occurred. I forgot about these events, like if a door or a book had closed and I was looking at the cover of the book, knowing that I'd just finished reading it. People were standing on the road. I suppose that there were other persons behind the road and that I came from there. There could be a large number of persons behind the wheel. I knew these people were extraordinarily lovely and in good health, since they exuded beauty and health and were beautifully dressed. I was astounded that being properly dressed might be significant and that it wasn't only for show. Above all, I knew there was a very good vibe between them, with everyone in perfect harmony. They shared affection and had been incredibly kind to one another and to me. I mean, in the sense of loving, even though they didn't know each other or me. But they were true friends in the truest meaning of the term. Folks at the pinnacle of humanity with a great sense of team spirit. I knew everything about them except their faces and outfits. They resembled white lights, or more accurately, living torchlights. These people were radiant with beauty, health, and mutual harmony, all without doing anything. Everything was quiet and still. I was looking at them when I heard, "Miss M, you can wake up. Everything went fine." At that point, I heard a horrific noise, as if I were being transferred on a stretcher, making a very aggressive noise. At the time, I recalled these people giving me a very fluid arm movement that said, "Goodbye, and until soon." I also recall having a brief vision of life on Earth, which appeared to be hell to me. I witnessed fires and mass graves as if I were seeing a 360-degree video in a matter of seconds. But why is this guy calling me and saying everything went well? I wondered. That is not possible. It cannot be better than what I've just witnessed. Why does he want me to go back to this torment, this noise? How horrible. Then I got the sensation of returning to my body and thinking, oh yes, it's true that I'm coming out of anesthesia and that this is his world, which is, in theory, reality. I needed to return to this reality, even though the world I just witnessed was 1,000 times better. That's the harsh reality I had to reconcile. This gave me the sensation of a truly terrible decline. At the same time, I thought to myself, thank goodness he phoned me back. I might not have survived if it hadn't been for him. I had no hope of returning on my own because I was so far apart from this planet down here. I felt too fantastic. I was grateful for the individual who called me back, since without him, I would have stayed. I then considered my obligations to my family, thinking, oh dear, I almost forgot about them. My tiny family and my life from here. The sensation of being lost in an unending present. I who was in charge and responsible. The world I saw over there was so enticing that I couldn't leave. I couldn't stop thinking about the folks I saw and how nice they were. When I awoke, I felt disquiet and ill-being, in contrast to the entire well-being I felt when I was in contact with those wonderful individuals. Perhaps the doctor jolted me awake too quickly, and I didn't have time to forget. Perhaps you can have similar dreams, but you will always forget them. I felt far worse than I did after the previous anesthetic. My left thigh was hurting. I was shivering and freezing. The anesthetist then informed me that no accidents had occurred and that this could be due to the substance they used. I was also surprised at myself for liking this world without nature and adoring this white marble. Normally, I dislike marble and I despise not being able to view nature. For me, a perfect world would contain nature. Nature is not so significant in life because there's such a good atmosphere there with only humans, I told myself. I'm continuing here with an exploration of questions that surfaced powerfully in the hours and days following this experience. A strong sense that the world I've arrived to is superior, and that one or more parallel worlds exist. I have a Catholic education and a Buddhist sensibility, and now I'm looking for the meaning of life. A distinct impression of a genuine fall, defined by a horrific but familiar roar that is our world. Despite my lack of belief in Adam and Eve, I have questions regarding their demise. Today, I believe there is some validity to the fact that I relived their demise. But I'm still curious, what did they do to fall so deeply? If a better place exists, why are they going to Earth where life is so difficult? Why do humans choose a lower planet when they may be much better off? What did we do to earn this? Our world would be hard and on a lower level than a more flawless planet. A complete faith in a being who must understand why this has to work this way and not another. Why our imperfect world exists. That's how it is, and it's for the best. There's no need to question it. A strong conviction that those beings were not angels as depicted in scriptures. They could be saints. My Christian brother told me, "You saw the communion of the saints," which seems credible to me. I had the distinct sensation that the world I saw lay between us and what we call paradise. After seeing this enormously human world without nature, it was a surprising challenge to my love of nature. As if I had learnt that the ecology and pollution are trivial details. Of course, what does it matter in comparison to this lovely world? Nonetheless, I maintain the same human ideals and regard for nature. Give to Caesar what is Caesar's, in response to someone who refused to pay his taxes on the grounds that the Lord is more essential than the material, which means respecting the values of the physical world while you're there. They're not comparable universes, they're quite different systems. I know that the beauty of the world and the love we know are only small samples of the endless ones I sensed. Complete understanding and belief in Plato's cave narrative. The question of why was I shown these things, why did I get this information, these revelations about the fall, love, and true beauty? Why did I deserve this, or for what purpose did I get to know this? The desire to transmit, at least to my sisters and brothers who've had the same education as me, to whom I'm happy to pass on the good news, an expression dear to Christians, that a better world exists. Our anguish is not in vain. The notion that religions are only providing us with limited information, each in their own language, in order for us to utter the unsayable. They are all true, and they all complement one another. I had previously considered this. They all tell us in pictures what words cannot express. However, only experience matters. In the weeks that followed, I came across a remark concerning a virgin's appearance. If you knew how much God loves you, you would be crying with delight. This sentence was in a text, and I feel it quite strongly when I came across it. I understood it with far greater depth and passion, weeping with joy, than before my encounter. Thinking about these beings elicits strong emotions in me. But how do you know? They are merely words.